Welcome back to the channel. My name is Larry. If you're new, if you watch the channel, you would know that I have done nothing but complain about this air conditioner since I bought this new to me, 2019 Lance 1062. You can hear it. I'm standing right underneath it. You can hardly hold conversations. It's obnoxiously loud. In fact, we've got sound level meter. We'll hold this about 3 feet away. See what that registers at. About 70, 69. We're gonna go ahead and replace this with a COUNTRYMOD 24 volt air conditioner, and then I'm gonna hope that it'll stay just as cool in here, if not cooler, and the decibels will drop drastically because I can't watch TV. I can't even think in here half the time. So let's go ahead and we'll get out here, open the box up, and then get this thing installed on the camper. So the box comes like this. It's a little beat up. Hopefully there's some styrofoam in there, but let's get this opened up, check out what the inside looks like. Luckily this thing's not very heavy. It's only maybe 50-60 pounds, which compared to a regular RV air conditioner is just insanely light. Look at that, she's pretty. Not a lot of foam around it, but I mean it looks all right. The box was a little beat up on the corners, but looks okay. All right, well this stuff's packed pretty nice. Looks like you got the inside plastic there. Some wiring, it's already in a sheath, which is cool, I like that. Looks like the control panel. Some bolts. Plenum, is that what they call that? And then it's remote control, instructions, and some foam pads. Pretty basic. All right, so we got it hooked up, just doing like a bench test on it, make sure it's running. You can see it's been running for a little while. The water's just dripping out of it. It's still running right now this second. The top fan is gonna be louder than the bottom. We got nice ice cold air coming out of it. It's just on auto right now. Had it on turbo mode for a little while, but it actually killed my power source for the thing. I'll show you what I'm running it off of. Actually have the power cord right here. It's running into this hub D1, which is on this Apex 300. Just a big power station. You can see right here, this thing on auto is running about 670, 640, somewhere in there. It's gone up to about 704 watts, but this is only rated for 700 watts. So when I turn on the turbo mode, it goes up to about 780 and then it just shuts it off. So I'm not able to run it on there, but I am able to run it on auto, which I'm hoping is going to work fine for now. So yeah, seems to be working just fine. The truck camper is going to get solar here soon in about a month. So until I get the solar hooked up, it's going to be a 24 volt system. I have to run it off this power station, so I won't be able to fully run it on turbo mode until that's all installed. But for right now, we're just gonna put it inside, install it, and then just run it off this power station, which should just do fine until I can get solar put on that thing. It's hot, I haven't even started working yet. All right, actually, before we install it, I wanna see too if there's a difference in temperature. Right now, this one's blowing out about 32 degrees, 31. So we'll see if the other one's any cooler than that. Okay, before we tear too far into this, we're gonna shut the power off. But for now, just because we're in Oklahoma and the humidity is outrageous right now, we're just going to take the shroud off, and we're not gonna get anything electrical yet. Just gotta enjoy the air conditioning as much as we can. It's just supposed to come down. There's no more screws. Got some more hidden screws in here somewhere. All right. Yeah, we're gonna pull these long bolts out. Now it's time to go ahead and shut the power off, and we'll start pulling it off from the top. All right, I didn't show it, but basically just unplugged all the wires, and we'll go ahead and see if this is loose. There it is. Ready to go up on the top and pull it down now. Okay. Oh man, these older ones are, these old-fashioned kind are way heavy. It's got to be 100 pounds. All right, now I'll get down and help you out. I'll clean up this dirty spot. I think the new air conditioner is a lot smaller, so we're gonna get this cleaned up. So we got the foam here. It's adhesive on one side. We're just gonna pull that off. I'll just center this over the hole. Now it's time to go ahead and bring the AC up. All right, so what we're gonna do, there's these gold bolts right here that the bolts for attachment to the roof are gonna go into. And we're gonna wanna line those up pretty much where each one is in each one of these corners. And that's how we're gonna attach it. And then it has these foam blocks that are gonna go kind of around the outside edge here on a couple spots to kind of help support it, because as you can tell, the foam that's right here sticks up about an inch. It'll compress down whenever we tighten it up, but that foam is just going to go right here. And then there's going to be a lot of AC kind of cantilevered over, so that's where these come into play to kind of hold that weight. So let's go ahead and get this AC back down here on the hole. Actually, notice there's little pegs right here. So those we're probably going to end up going right here in the corners. So now from underneath, he's kind of just straightening it up, getting it lined up. And then whenever he gives me the okay, we'll go ahead and kind of put these blocks up under the corners. Just like that, and I'll go all the way around. All right, you can see I got this little nub sticking out right there. You can barely see it. One sticking out right here as well. And that corner and this corner, so you know it's all lined up now. All right, now there's 4 screws right here. We're going to take those out just to separate the 2 halves, and then it just pops right off after you take the middle 5th and 6th screw out. Now it separates. All right, and then this plate says alignment position. There's also one on the air conditioner, so I assume that goes to the back like that. Well, they made this really tight though. I got aluminum framing, so I can't cut it out anymore. I'm actually gonna have to pull this back down and straighten that up. And I don't know why they made this so tight. Probably needs to be like 1/8 of an inch smaller on both sides. All right, so I noticed there's some pretty large size welds on the corners. So maybe that will help fix it. Just ended up taking a grinder, grinding it down a little bit. And then hopefully that's just that little bit of room we need to get this in there. Oh, look at that. Didn't even have to hammer it in. All right, now this piece is going to go up here. There's places to put screws around the outside here. This is what's going to connect the AC unit to the lower plastic. Pretty much we're going to get this attached up top in the air conditioner first. We'll put this on the plastic down here below. All right, it comes with these little 1/2 inch or so screws. There's no screw holes pre-drilled in there, so we'll see how easy this is to put in. The directions are kind of hard to read. It shows this kind of facing towards the front of the AC unit, but I noticed that the holes don't really line up, and then there's no place to put the wires through. So if you put this notch facing towards the back of the AC, it leaves a spot for the wires to go through, and then these holes are lined up with the vents correctly. So we'll go ahead and set all these screws. There's 8 of them. This AC couldn't get installed fast enough because it is hot in here. Oh goodness, let's get another screw. There we go. The rest should go in easier now that it's lined up. So these all threads are going to go up into the air conditioner, but we need to get this nut. I think it's called, is it a castle nut? We're going to screw that in, but what we got to do, line it up. We know it's going to go right there. We're going to screw the nut on, and we'll screw it in the air conditioner, and then we'll tighten this up all the way, and then we'll use a 13mm wrench to lock that thing into place, and that shouldn't go anywhere. And we'll do that on all 4 corners. So this is the old wiring for the other AC unit. We're not going to be using this because we're going to be running it in 24 volt. So I just kind of tied them I'm gonna shove them up in there. And then this is the Romex, the 110 for the old AC unit. We'll just tuck it up in there. Should be fine. Then we're gonna use a washer and the lock nut, and we'll go ahead, put those on these 4 bolts we just installed. So if you have these cables hanging down and you're obviously gonna put these away and you're not gonna use the 110, these are either gonna be 24 or 12 volt. And you're probably either going to run them up through your ceiling or I guess on the outside. For me, I'm just going to run them off over here temporarily. And then I'm just going to run them down the wall to plug in the power station until I install the solar in this camper. And at that point, I'll probably run them up through the ceiling or out on the top. I'm not really sure. It just kind of depends on where I end up needing to run them at. So that is going to be custom to whatever system you have. All right, it should be good. So this is gonna be the tricky part. We're gonna want to run this handful of wires through that hole like so. For me, I'm gonna have to leave this wire hanging out like this. Again, that's not the right way to do it. I think ultimately I'm gonna end up running it on the outside. And then you're gonna line up these 2 vents right here like that. Mine's not going to press up against the ceiling very well because I'm going to have the wires kind of sitting right there, but we're going to try to get this up the best we can. In the metal plate, there is a little small threaded hole that these are going to go into. You should see them just line right up. Okay, so this back end, there's a big gap. It's not going all the way up against the ceiling. And I probably wouldn't be able to even show you, but there's a little piece of plastic that's hitting the corner of the bracing that goes up against the ceiling. So I think what I'm gonna have to do is notch those out on each side just to be able to get this all the way up in there to be able to screw it back in. So we're gonna go ahead and take this back off. So right here, I think I'm gonna have to notch this corner and this corner right here because it's hitting this bracket on both sides. So let's go ahead and get those cut to get it fit in there. It's actually still not gonna touch the bracket right. It's teetering on this vent. So I think this vent sticks up too high and it's hitting the air conditioner because my roof is only 1.5 inches, 2 inches thick. So I think I'm gonna have to trim this back down just a little bit, and since they overlap it won't create a gap. Yeah, because we're definitely clearing now on these 2 spots, but now this is hitting. Let's cut that down. Okay, so we just went ahead and cut this off right here. Just took off about 1/2 inch. So let's see if this fits now. Now I see what it is now. It's hitting this bottom plate. So I think what's gonna have to happen is we're gonna have to take this back off, and then we're gonna have to take a little bit off of this one. This is hitting right here on this piece. So we'll go ahead and notch that out. Took about 3/8 of an inch off, maybe a little bit more. I have a good feeling about this. Thought that the last 2 times, but let's see here. So that is sitting flush on all 3 sides. This side is gonna stick out a little bit. Got all 4 corners in. This one's just barely in because of this gap. It's just gonna have to be like that for now. And we got the wires all hanging down for the thermostat. And I think we're ready to go ahead and put the outside vanity cover on. So I'm getting these little 1/2 inch screws set off to the side, ready to go. I'm gonna put one kind of on the drill. We're gonna put all these wires through this little hole right in the middle. Looks pretty good. It's gonna stick down a little bit over here, but we'll go ahead. Now, it's time to go ahead and plug in the thermostat. So we're gonna put these on. Let's plug it in. Should snap into place. The red one goes here. Snaps into place. Now these, you'll have to look, there's a difference. There's one that has a little split in it, and then this one is just full, this little piece of plastic right there. The full one we're gonna plug this into. till it snaps. And then this one you see is shorter, so we're going to put it on the first 4 right there, and then that snaps into place. And then we'll just feed all these wires back up in there. We're going to run the thermostat right here through this little hole. There we go. Snapped in. Got the thermostat dangling. Then we'll snap this in. One side goes in first. There we go. Looks nice and clean. We'll go ahead and get the power station in here, and we'll get this thing powered up. All right, well, the AC's on. It's been running for a little bit. It's down into negative Fahrenheit right there. It's already dropped the temperature in this thing 10 degrees. And then let's go ahead and set this out here about this far. 57. So about 20 decibels lower. It's actually on right now. And I mean, it's just completely different atmosphere in here now that this thing is so much quieter. I'm happy with it so far. Takes a little bit of time to learn the remote, but it's not too bad. These little louvers move up and down. I think it's going to be great replacement. Definitely a lot better than what was in here before. Now that it seems like we're getting closer to temperature, it's only using about 450 watts. And what's nice is it's going to run for at least 18.4 hours on this power station. Anyways, if you guys are interested, I'll put a link down below in the description. And hopefully this helps you out for the install. Just a couple little things you got to tweak, at least for this setup. Maybe for yours it'll be a little bit different, but relatively easy install. Although the instructions are kind of hard to read, so you probably will have to watch a video like this. But yeah, till next time, I'll see you guys then. Thanks, bye.